In the saddle, every mile is a story waiting to be told. Discovering freedom on two wheels. Don't expect a video full of adventure bikes. Our bikes are ordinary, but we ride them further than others dare. So where are we going? We're going to Balkan. Unknown territory for one of us. But it's time to show the beauty of Romania. Crossing Slovakia to Romania by motorcycle is a great way to see two beautiful countries in one trip. Chichmeni is a small village in Slovakia that is famous for its traditional wooden houses with black roofs and white geometric patterns. A natural lake with a mobile beer tap is a great way to enjoy a cold beer in the great outdoors. The lake provides a relaxing setting, while the mobile beer tap ensures that the beer is fresh and convenient.
Aku tak macam tak ras tak nak ambil.
As we leave Slovakia, we are filled with a sense of sadness and nostalgia. We have come to love this country and its natural beauty. crossing the Hungarian plains by motorcycle can be a long and tedious journey. The terrain is flat and featureless, with miles and miles of rolling fields and fields. The only breaks in the monotony are the occasional small village or town. The combination of straight roads and poor conditions can make for a very challenging ride. This can be tiring and even painful, especially for riders who are not used to riding on rough roads. We ride on hour after hour, my body aching, my spirit broken. I long for the end. I long for the comfort of home. But finally, we are in Romania. Romanians are known for their warm and welcoming hospitality. They are always happy to help strangers, and they are always willing to make new friends. As you approach the first turn, your heart starts to race. You know that you have to be smooth and precise, or you could lose control. You focus on the road ahead, scanning for the next curve. You lean your body into the turn, and the motorcycle responds, hugging the curve. The adrenaline rush of riding a motorcycle through a twisty road is an experience that will stay with you long after you have finished riding. And that's what makes riding a motorcycle so unique.
Jedzie tam jest co? No jedzie, chodź tu. No tak już. We were driving through small village when we decided to stop and take a picture of a local cemetery. As we were taking picture, a man on a bicycle rode by. He stopped and introduced himself as Leo. Leo invited us to join him for coffee at a nearby cafe. We accepted, and we spent some time talking about his experiences in the Czech Republic, and we told him about our travels in Romania. We had a great time with Leo, and we were sad to say goodbye, but we knew that we would never forget him. He was a kind and interesting person, and he made our day in Romania even more special.
combination of the rock and the bridge creates a dramatic and memorable scene. The rock is a natural wonder, and the bridge is a man-made marvel. Together, they create a truly unique and unforgettable experience.
Mně to prostě chutná, jako...
As we drove towards the Fagarash Mountains, the landscape began to change. We could see the mountains in the distance, their peaks shrouded in clouds. The Transfăgărășan is a mountain road in Romania that is considered to be one of the most spectacular roads in the world. The road winds its way through the Făgăraș Mountains, reaching an elevation of 2,042 meters. The Transfăgărășan was built in the 1970s by the communist regime of Nicolae Ceausescu. The road was originally intended to be used as a military route, but it quickly became a popular tourist destination. The bears are a major draw for tourists, who come from all over the world to see them in their natural habitat. However, there is also a risk of encounters between bears and humans. The Transalpina is a mountain pass in Romania that is considered to be one of the most scenic roads in the country. The pass winds its way through the Parang Mountains, reaching an elevation of 2,145 meters. The Transalpina is a popular destination for motorcyclists, and for good reason. The road is challenging to ride, with many hairpin turns and steep climbs, but the views from the road are breathtaking.
you are in Romania, it is definitely worth riding the Transalpina twice. The first time, you can take your time and enjoy the scenery. The second time, you can ride it faster and experience the thrill of the challenge.
Was out drinking, looking for the next thing. I couldn't really settle down. Always on the run, I didn't want to slow down. But baby, then you came around. Yeah, you came around. No, I won't ever let you down. I promise you that I hold on. I know that it gets tough.
It was time to say goodbye to Romania and move on to the next country on our journey. We crossed the border into Serbia at the Iron Gates. The Iron Gates is a massive hydroelectric dam complex that spans the Danube River. It is one of the most impressive engineering feats in the world.
And when it gets tough, stay strong. You're never alone. You're never alone.
The people of the Balkans are known for their hospitality and kindness. This is something that we experienced firsthand on our motorcycle trip through the region. We were traveling through Serbia when we stopped at a petrol station, and as we got off our bikes, we noticed 3 men sitting at a table on the terrace. We said hello, and they responded by offering us some beer. We sat and talked for about an hour, swapping stories about our travels and our lives. This is just one example of the many kind and welcoming people we met on our trip through the Balkans. We were consistently impressed by the generosity and warmth of the people we encountered.
Let you down, I promise you that I hold on. I know that it gets tough sometimes, so I need to remind you, love. The sun will shine on you wherever you go.
After a long day of riding, we were exhausted and looking for a place to stay. We found a hotel in the small town of Zaječar, but it was not what we expected. The hotel was dirty and smelled of cigarette smoke. The sheets were stained, and the furniture was old and worn. We were disappointed, but we were too tired to keep looking for another place to stay. We tried to sleep, but it was impossible. The bed was lumpy, and the noise from the street was constant. We gave up and decided to just stay up until morning. We sat by the window and watched the nightlife unfold. There was a gas station across the street, and it was full of people. It was a strange and surreal scene. We felt like we were in a movie or something. Finally, the sun came up, and it was time to leave. We were so glad to be out of that place. It was a night we would never forget. When you ride a motorcycle on a road in the Balkan, you never know when the asphalt will end. One minute you're cruising along a smooth, paved surface, and the next minute you're bumping along a dirt track.
Kruševo is a town in the Republic of North Macedonia, located in the Pelagonia region. Above the city is the famous monument Macedonia. With 1,350 meters above sea level, Kruševo is the only mountain city in Macedonia and the highest city in the Balkans. Kruševo is mentioned for the first time in the historical sources from 1467. As we were sitting at a table outside eating our lunch, we saw the clouds start to gather. The sky turned dark and the wind started to pick up. As the storm subsided, we quickly drove to Krklino, a kilometer away, where we discovered the hidden treasure. The Auto and Ethno Museum in Krklino is a must-visit for anyone interested in the history and culture of the region. The museum contains a collection of over 100 cars, motorcycles, and other vehicles, as well as a variety of ethnographic exhibits.
tlačíme to do toho boku, ne? Dalíku.
Může být vytahaný už, no.
We were riding our motorcycles through the mountains of Albania when my wife's motorcycle suddenly stopped working. We suspected that the battery was dead. We decided to find a place to stay for the night. We saw a sign for a pension, and we decided to check it out. The owner of the pension, Eddie, was very helpful. He offered to help us find a new battery. I rode into town with Eddie, and we went from store to store looking for a battery that would fit my wife's motorcycle. After a few hours, we finally found a battery that would work. We were glad that we had found Eddie's pension. He was a true lifesaver. We didn't know what was coming. Unfortunately, after a few kilometers, the bike broke down again, and it was clear that it wasn't the battery. So we called the insurance company and waited for a tow. We waited and waited for a full 6 hours. After waiting for 6 hours in the hot sun, we finally saw the tow truck coming down the road. We were so relieved. The driver only spoke Albanian, so we had to use a translator app to communicate. The driver loaded our bike onto the tow truck, and we followed him to Tirana. The journey was about 170 kilometers and took about 4.5 hours. When we arrived in Tirana, the driver took us to a car park. He said he would take our bike to a Yamaha in the morning. We were tired and hungry, so we went looking for a hotel. We found a small hotel near the car park and checked in. The mechanic at the Yamaha workshop told us he didn't have the part we needed. He said he could order it, but it would take a month to arrive. We had to leave my wife's bike in the garage and find a way to get home.
we decided that she would fly home and we would continue on our bikes. A few weeks later, my wife and I returned to Albania to pick up the bike. But that is another story. The Neretva River is a river in Bosnia and Herzegovina in Croatia. It is the longest river in Bosnia, with a length of 225 kilometers. The river rises in the Dinaric Mountains and flows south to the Adriatic Sea. Ramsko Lake is a man-made lake located in the southwestern part of Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was created in 1968 by the construction of a dam on the Rama River. The lake is 15.5 square kilometers in size and has a maximum depth of 95 meters.